His first ever female umpire, Jen Powell, had a pretty eventful weekend. On Saturday, she became the first just umpire in general to work a baseball game. And then she was the home plate umpire on Sunday night or Sunday afternoon, And, she had baseball. Jake, what is the one who does like the strike calls and like your accuracy like on Twitter? Do you remember the account name for that?
Don't know offhand, no.
Okay,
I
well,
think
you
it's
were
like umpire scorecard or something.
umpire
Yeah,
score.
see, yeah.
Something like that.
That's what it was. Umpire scorecard, and they gave her a 92.72% pitch accuracy in her first game. I believe the national average, like for all the umpires this season, has been around 94%. So like about a percent or so under, but like within the margin, and it's your first ever game. Uh, so as home plate umpire, so pretty good debut, well received. I was even looking in the Instagram comments, and Instagram is a place where sometimes you get a lot of jokes, and even people on there were like, good for her. Like there were some memes and stuff like that too, and people joking around, but generally a lot of people seemed like appreciative, recognizing her getting there, and Jim Powell, and you know how it's pretty good for her and pretty good for a woman to get to that point. So, anyways, her first pitch though was not great. It was like, and it wasn't like a controversial call. It was like a foot like inside, maybe not a foot, but definitely at least like 6 inches. And she like hesitated a little bit, and then like I don't know if she was trying to like a very loud strike call. And who is up to bat for the Marlins? What's his name?
Is it Xavier
I think
Edwards?
Xavier Edwards. Yeah, he was like, okay, here we go, here we go. But she eventually settled in, and that was my first question. I'll throw it around to Jake and Jordan. But like, was she nervous on the first pitch? Of course, she was nervous on the first pitch. It's like a big moment. Sort of a lot of eyeballs are on her because no woman's ever umpired. And then she thought about it. I could tell she was thinking about it on that pitch. She was nervous, but if she was bad at the job, like it would have been a long day after that. So to still have like almost a 93% pitch accuracy after that, she was nervous. It happens. She settled in, I think. So, what do you guys think? Was she pretty nervous on that one?
Oh yeah,
I
I
would
mean, I'm sorry, Jordan. You go ahead.
I would imagine she was nervous on the first pitch. Like Evan said, it's MLB history. First female umpire ever to be, home plate umpire. And he Evan mentioned on her, first pitch, she thought about calling the strike, made a very loud strike call. I feel like I might sound terrible for saying this, but I feel like she wanted to call that pitch a strike. But
Yeah, she wanted to call it a strike no matter where it was, to be honest with you, because it's like starting your MLB career off with a strike call is a lot better than starting your MLB career off with the ball. I'm just being for real right here. But nah, I mean, I was at this game, first pitch, obviously, way outside, X got single on the next
Could
pitch.
you, because I think you were sitting in the outfield, right, Jake? Could you tell from the
Yeah,
outfield? Like, what were you thinking when you saw that pitch?
not really.
It's tough to
Well,
see from out there. I was just curious. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, but a couple of the calls that she made, you can really tell. Maybe they were outside. Maybe they were inside. Maybe they were up high. Maybe they were. You can tell by a couple times. Couple, maybe they're right on the corner. She had a bunch of those, to be honest with you. Um, but it didn't really matter anyway because the Marlins lost 7-1, so a couple calls weren't gonna really change that. So.
yeah, so like Evan mentioned, I mean, if if she was going to have a rough day at the plate, her pitch accuracy would have been, 75, maybe 80, but it was 92, almost 93. So, I mean, pretty good debut for, young lady. I look forward to watching her in the future if she's gonna, continue to be in the 90s.
Yeah, definitely. And what I'm wondering too is will she be controversial to fans? Like Angel Hernandez is a regular punching bag. Joe West, I know he's been retired for a couple seasons. Well, Angel Hernandez, I think, is out of the game too, right? I think we did a video on that. But
Right.
um, yeah,
I'm
he
I believe so,
99.9%
yeah.
sure he is.
I think yeah, I think we did a video on that last year, and then Joe West has been retired for a few seasons now. So like, but they're still punching bags, and is like, is Jim Powell going to be the next punching bag? I think like, and I don't want this is going to be like a weird like side part at first, but I'm going to connect it. Is Jackie Robinson when he first played baseball, you know, people hated him some people, not all people, of course, but like some people hated him just because he was black, right? I don't think there's a lot of people who just hate women today. Like nobody does it. I think it's a little bit different. Nobody just hates women, but like, some people and I think there's credible instances where like there's DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, where some people have seen that and they're like, well, wait, this person just got this job. They didn't just, okay, let me backtrack with that. They didn't just get the job because they're a woman, but they were treated a little bit more lenient in the hiring process. So like if they like, for example, I'm in aviation, like if a woman pilot, they didn't just get handed the job, but like say if they failed something on their test or like had a miscue, like where, maybe a man gets checked off, a woman, it's like, oh, okay, no, you're good. We'll just try it again, right? So with the MLB hiring and like with umpires and stuff like that, I'm not gonna sit here and say that that's what happened because I don't know what happened. But some people will sit back. That's the other side. They'll sit back and say like, you know, listen, like we've seen this happen a lot before. You know, we're worried it's going to happen again. But yeah, definitely a little bit different than Jackie Robinson. I think she's going to be the butt of a lot of memes just because that's how like social media in this age works, and especially because she's an outlier. But if she continues doing good, like Jordan said, if she continues 90% reigns, like reasonable people, like all of us on this show, no, but like all good baseball fans will realize she's just doing her job. But if she's like one of the worst in the league, it might get a little bit interesting, but if she just stays around league average, she will be good, I think. But Jordan, what do you think? Will she be controversial to fans?
Okay, so I mean, for the first little bit, I would obviously yes, she's a woman. We've never seen this before. Like Evan mentioned, outlier, right? But I feel like if we see more women come into, Major League Baseball as umpires in the future, she won't be a punching bag because um, if we see more women, it's going to be more of the norm, I guess you could say.